Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be doing a guess the grade on a bunch of different gold coins. Now most of these are going to be some of the $20 gold pieces like this one, but I'll give you a bit of time to look at the coins. I'll try to rotate it around under the light so that you can detect where you think it might be, and I'll try to do it without revealing the grade on the coin. This one's 1908. I believe it's a slightly more common date. And then you can sort of grade it yourself. So I would say that this one is a mint state 62 or 63. Doesn't look worn. You know, often there will be a fair amount of like rub, you know, from stacking friction or that sort of thing on the Liberty's leg. But this one, it definitely looks mint state to me. I would say 62 or 63, and I pull it back, and it's going to be a mint state 63. So we're going to do the same thing for, I don't know, 10 or 12 more coins or so, and you'll be able to improve your grading skills, and I'll try to do my best to provide commentary. It's not my area of expertise, but I'm super excited to be able to do this today. So now we've got the rest of the coins in front of us. I think I'll try one from PCGS, and this one looks pretty similar to the last one. I would say maybe a little bit nicer luster so far at least, but remember the back, you know, it's important, but it's generally only going to detract from the grade. If you've got something with a really nice reverse, it's going to matter a lot more what's going on the front. And I feel like compared to the last one, you know, this one has a little bit of a nick right there, similar sort of effect on the knee, and then a few hits in the raise. But to me, you know, this one's pretty similar, except a little bit nicer. So I'd probably call this one a mint state 64, given that the last one was a 63. And it's going to be a 63 again, but it has a CAC sticker. So CAC is, I believe that they really started out being quite strong on gold, sort of giving a second opinion and showing which coins have great eye appeal and, you know, are probably undergraded, at least in terms of how people bid for them, because people will pay sight unseen way more for CAC gold, especially. It really sort of goes across all coin categories, but I do know that that was like, you know, people were of the view that a ton of the gold was like played with, had been sort of artificially improved, and in this case, you know, the CAC sort of does identify. I feel fine sort of having said 64 when it's a 63 CAC. So I think I'll go next up with what looks like a $10 San Francisco mint, and this would be a Liberty 1901, so 1901S. I can see out of the corner of my eye a CAC sticker up there, so I'm seeing this. I feel like this looks, I don't know, I mean, there's a fair amount of chatter you can see in the fields here, and a little bit on the face, but it's also like a sort of booming luster, you know, really nice from my view. Again, the back doesn't matter too much. I would probably call this either a 4 without CAC or 63 CAC, because I think it looks really nice. And it's a 62 CAC, so I was probably off by a grade, I would say, but tell me what you guys think. I mean, I really think that that looks nice. Has a lot of eye appeal, and, you know, there is a bit of sort of stuff going on up top, but sort of shows the CAC gold yet again, I guess, having a really nice appearance. This one, you know, this one is a little bit more muted compared to the CAC one. I'll tell you if I can see a sticker, and I cannot up there. 1915S, I'm not sure if that's a better date or not, but, you know, this one also a little bit muted, and it still has nice luster. I definitely would put this in the mint state range, but it doesn't seem to, like, pop certainly as much as the 3 CAC. So I'd probably call this, I'm going to say mint state 63, but it could be 62. 63, okay. I don't think it's a super strong one, but I'll have to do a little bit more research. I think the 1915S, and you can see that S mint mark right above the date, is going to be a slightly better date, so it can be, you know, it's nice to have that in a mint state 63. Then looks like we have some modern. This one I actually do already know the grade on, so I don't want to pretend that I don't know it, but Jackie Robinson commemorative coin 1997 W from West Point. This one actually has a nice premium and apparently is rare. You know, on the modern collectible gold, often there's very little in the way of, you know, people buying the graded, you know, as a mint state 69 going to be better. This one does happen to be a mint state 70. So, you know, I think it's an interesting point. What do you guys think? Would you guys pay more to get Mint State 70 graded modern gold? It's not something I personally do, but on the other hand, there are some people that certainly have done that. So let me know in the comments how you're approaching sort of the graded modern stuff. And there will be a few more graded modern coins, but right here we have an S Mint, again, $20 coin. I think it looks pretty nice on the back, and we'll see what the front looks like. 1895, a little bit of a dig there, and I see a CAC sticker. You know, so right there in the field, you know, you can see a little bit, but I feel like it's somewhat rare to see these this nice, where you know, especially like up there, there's very little in the way of hits. I would say probably 63 CAC, but ooh, I was way off on that. So I mean, maybe I really don't know. I don't know gold very well, but this looks pretty nice to me. Yeah, I don't think that this seems like, I don't see enough wear, but maybe there's, you know, it wouldn't be wear, but I feel like it looks attractive. You know, it's been hasn't really seen too much in the way of like gold soft. It takes a lot of hits normally with these big fields, and you know, the hair looks solid. 61 though, so I was way off. And as I was lifting it up, I actually accidentally revealed the grade to myself, and I was a little bit surprised by it. So I'm not going to make any comments on it until I reveal it. I'm bummed that I did show it, because I think it'll be a pretty interesting grade, but compare the two coins. So this one is a 61, and then this one, you know, is a 60 something. I almost said it again, and but take a look at the two and see, you know, you've already seen the first one. I'll sort of rotate this one around a fair amount. That, I guess that is one clue. It's not worn, you know, there's a little bit of stuff going on the cheek there. The reverse of the coin, you know, reverse looks pretty nice. You can see some marks across sort of the Union Shield, or whatever you would call it. But this one is going to be a 64 plus. So check out the difference between these two. 3.5 grades of difference. And you know, this one certainly is and maybe it's the coloration is off, but you know, that angle looks really nice. But this one, I feel like there's some distracting marks over here. You know, I might have called these the same grade, or even wanted to go with this one, but let me know what you guys think in terms of the gold. It's a good reminder, you know, maybe you want to look more technical, like maybe that's planchet flaws, and you know, really relatively clean fields compared to this one. But I don't know, shows you how the grading gold can be challenging. That's exactly why I'm doing this video. Maybe the takeaway is that, you know, the gold grading is just sort of not out of people's league, but is quite a mystery. Right here we've got another St. Gaudens 1922, and this one, to me, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking 63, 64. I think it looks quite nice. You know, a little bit of chatter in the fields, but I might guess 64 on this, and it's going to be a 63. So, you know, it's a nice coin. And there can be a fair amount of value differential. I think that's one interesting thing to bring up, like with grading companies. I'm a huge fan of grading companies, but I think there can be a tendency, you know, if there's a big value differential, they're going to look at it tighter than if the difference between this and a 64, I don't exactly know what it is actually, but was like, you know, 10 or 15 bucks, there's probably more of a chance that they make it a 64. And I'm not even saying that I have the authority to say this should be a 4, because I don't, and I would feel fine saying that I do have the authority if I felt that I did. But, you know, maybe there's the sort of thing where they're not going to give away really nice grades that have major value impact, because I think the grading companies do in some sense need to price coins instead of you know, and make a market, instead of just purely going by what the technical grade should be, not thinking about toning, and again, not taking eye appeal into consideration. I don't think it's fair, and I think it's better that the grading companies actually have that subjectivity and sort of understand the nuances of grading. This one is going to be a modern $10 gold eagle, so it's going to be 1/4 of an ounce of fine gold. Interestingly, the one over here, this is like one of the only inconsistencies. So they should have made this a $12.50 coin, because over here you can see this is 1 ounce, $50. Then the half ounce is $25. So to follow that, the quarter would be 12.5, but instead it's 10. So wouldn't be so good if gold price drastically falls. But take a look at this one as well. And can you see anything wrong on the coins? Well, grading companies did not either. These are both Mint-State 70, and I think that Mint-State 70 graded bullion, I'm going to make a separate video that will release in a little while after I release the grading video. That's going to go through what I think about should you be purchasing gold that's graded. Certainly I don't love the first strike labels, but Mint-State 70, there's some interesting sort of arguments for and against purchasing that. And I guess we'll conclude. There's two more $20 St. Gaudens. So this one off the bat looking like a 62, 63, just quality from the back, because it doesn't look great. This one, I immediately am thinking more towards 62. Again, watch it just be 63. But just a lot more hits all through. Really the field's like a pretty distracting mark over there. All this sort of in the right field as well. So now I'm going to pull it back, and it is a 62. So I think that and that tiny little black dot right there. I mean, I think that this is the type of coin that maybe it's nice to have it graded, and then you can see there on the back by the rays. Because it's nice to have the authenticity established, but it's not going to be as much of a premium. So if you want like a and it looks decent, but it just doesn't quite have the eye appeal that a few of the others did. Lastly, we're going to be looking at this coin here, rotating it around a little bit. Let's make sure that I don't show the grade off. And I would be ready to call this a 62 as well. But it could be a 3, but I would call it a 62. Just similar. It looks a little nicer than the last one, but maybe it is a 63. I'm still going to go with the gut reaction of 62. But you can see a lot of hits and dings sort of in the main field. And okay, it is a 63, so I was wrong, but it's not upper range gold. I think the nicest, it's interesting because I think our nicest coin, okay, so this was 62 CAC. Now I'm forgetting where I put the 63 CAC. I think that one is much nicer. You can see a few, but they're not a few marks. They're much less distracting. And remember, again, gold is so malleable. Then you sort of go down the spectrum of, there's a lot of 3s right here, but these are nice. There's a little bit of chatter, and then you hit sort of the 62 level. Where did we put that? Okay, of course, the last coin that I check here. That's more consistent. Just has seen a lot more, bag marks, jumping around, hitting around, and glad to have been able to bring this to you. Let me know if you learned something. Hopefully you did. I always think it's interesting, these types of videos. I enjoy producing them. So let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. I've also got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can follow me there. TreasuretownYT.com is the main channel website. Definitely give that a visit. I've got a lot of information about me up there and the channel. CoinGrabBag.com as well currently redirects there, but it's some good opportunities for very fair grab bags, both made by me and other sellers. A lot of different options, so that's a good way to support. There's also TreasuretownCoins.com. In the future, my coin dealing operation will be done out of that website. CoinMeltPrice.com for updates on the melt prices of your coins, both US and world. A lot of resources in that website. And then CoinsMetalsCards.com being developed right now as a marketplace and news source for coins, metals, cards, and collectibles in general. So I'll see you on my future videos. Looking forward to seeing you there, and hope you have a good day.